You break that down a bit. There's lots of things that social media can do, and I think it panics people because you try to do a million things at one time, and if I can say nothing else, just be calm, like slow steps, but we'll talk about that. The first thing you should ever do when you begin engaging in social spaces is this one down here, it's to listen. I think if you're going to start, before you put up your Facebook page, if that turns out to be the right thing, before you start to Twitter, before you have YouTube and Wikipedia, have a look at the conversation. What could you add to it? What are people saying? What are people interested in? What have you got that's special that that will add value to that and give you a proper and defined space? And once you start to do that, you can use it to do all sorts of things. You can broadcast, share messages. You can build communities. You can be very immediate about things. If you let's think of an idea. Say we're at the Abergavenny Food Festival, for example, and you've got lots of people doing lots of things, and there are events being run. You could use social media to remind people in 15 minutes you've got this, or 2-for-1 offers, or if you share this tweet with this many people, you could come as a group and get some kind of discount. We can start to engage people and get them to behave as a group of people rather than individually, and really add value to their experience. Don't worry about all of this, I can talk to you about it. It's a lot to take in one go. And that's why don't panic. I think a lot of people, when they start in social media, panic and they say, oh, there's Facebook and Twitter and I'm going to do all of it. And the worst thing you can do is try and do everything and then end up doing everything badly. So neglected Twitter spaces, Facebook pages that don't have any content are a real turn-off, and any energy that you've put in, suddenly, it's not even just wasted, it can actually put people off, and they'll say, well, actually I'll go to a different festival, I'll do something else where people have, thought, less is more, but do some quality, not quantity, do less really well, and build that up and grow. There are ways you can think about doing it, and processes, which, let's have a look. So we've got platforms. These are just a few, actually. There are tons of, social media is enormous, so this list is not exhaustive, there's a lot more, but there's some top key places. And get to know them. I think, look, I was working with someone recently who was doing some twittering for a brand and had never used Twitter himself, just as a person. And I think, it's not called social media for no reason. You're a person in that space. You have to be authentic, and you can't talk like an advert. People will have your number immediately. You have to be very honest and clear and upfront and friendly, really. So get to know those spaces, have some fun. Twitter is an incredible resource. So for whatever you guys are doing, I use it every single day to find out. I have key people I know are really clever, and I look out for what they say. And it's actually recently, their VP just said, it's not social networking, it's actually an information platform. And it is. It's a place where you can learn a huge amount and, as we've seen, share information. The other thing is kind of key principles. It's not, obviously there's more to say than just this, but if you could boil it down. Understand, so the listening idea, go in, find out what's going on. Be live, so again, don't leave things stagnant. Make sure you're in a space, you're enjoying it every day, giving information, keeping it new, keeping it fresh. Remember, people are on this all the time and they expect information from you. It can't just be, once every 2 weeks you send something out that you want them to know, but do they want to know it? Do they want to know about that stuff? How are you going to engage them in those things? Think very carefully about your audience. And as you do that, you'll learn and you'll be, it's an iterative model. What are they, have they suddenly all had a craze for milk? How are you going to think about that? How are you going to put that into your offering? Are you going to start changing your product? Are you going to start changing the way you communicate? Are they all actually using, I don't know, are they all using Yelp? Are they all using a particular review place? What does that mean? Does that mean you should get a space there? How are you going to develop that? That's all important stuff. But again, it takes time, and you have brands who put up a Twitter page or something and then just wait and say, well, I should have 50 million followers by next Tuesday. And of course, it doesn't work like that. It takes time and it takes commitment, but it reaps enormous rewards. But it's a tricky one. You're not going to get an ROI, and I know that the pressure is on for everybody. We all have people who want to know what's going to happen with their money and what they're going to get back for it. And it is tricky, particularly with social media, because how do I know that because I've put X amount of effort and resource into a Facebook page or a different community, that that's the thing that has sort of influenced someone's purchasing decision? The probability is, and because we've seen now that this is a layer across all of our experience, that it might be that actually I saw an advert and then I talked to my friend and then I saw some branding and I did go online and I found a Facebook page and then I decided to buy a ticket. So it's a kind of cumulative effect, but that has to exist. So you have to sort of have your finger in a lot of pies and be very coherent across that space, so that what you do eventually works into someone's purchasing decision. I've just whacked this in because this happened to me this week. I was going to go to dinner with some friends of mine. And this is to show you that a small step can go a long way. And it's my friend Neil and Lauren, and we were going to go out, and they like Mexican food, so I said, shall we go to a hacker? And the hacker, I didn't know, were on, they had a search set up, they saw that I said that, and they contacted me, and because someone had suggested green or red, actually we thought, oh, we're going to a hacker instead. So immediately you see the impact of someone engaging with you in a space, and they got a sale, because we went there. Have I got any, I don't know what else I've got, have I got any more time? All right, there's a case study if you want to have a look at it later, and I'm quite happy to hang on at any time. So I'll leave you with that. And do you want to do questions?
Ellie, thank you very much. Big round of applause. Thank you.